Welcome one, welcome all, to the climax of all climaxes, the return to the case, and the reveal of the killer. Now, to explain this, the case will be split up into 4 acts. Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and of course, the finale act. After the case is explained and the killer revealed, we will go over the votes, and whoever we voted as a majority. I'll give you a fresh reminder on what happens if you fail after. Now, shall we begin? Act 1. Before the plan had even been made or uncovered or started, they had to find their Silver Cottage's murder kit. Of course, it was due to their special talent that they were the only one to find it on purpose. Moving on, after they made their plan, they talked to Akia, the victim, during the hide-and-seek game, using it as a cover of sorts. They told Akia to meet them at midnight backstage. Of course, unfortunately to Akia, they agreed. After everyone went to sleep, and before midnight, the killer went to the backstage area, and using their medikit screwdriver, they unscrewed the guardrail from the supports. After unscrewing the guardrail from the supports, they hid behind the curtain leading up from the stairs, ready to strike. Next, Akia arrived, and confused as to why no one was there, they went up the stairs. Maybe the killer got there before them and were waiting. Unfortunately, they were. As Akia had gone up the stairs, the killer whammed them in the side of the neck with the guardrail. Of course, this caused Akia to stumble back, though they tried to make sure they wouldn't fall by grabbing on one of the supports, only redirected their fall to the side of the stairs, where then when they fell hard on their head and died. They're still unsatisfied with Akia's corpse, then repositioned it to a more desirable position. Then they did something truly unprecedented. They stabbed the body in the neck with a knife from their murder kit and the screwdriver they had used previously, using the cloth as protector from the blood splatter. Of course, they only stabbed the body to cover up the wound from the guardrail that they'd used to wham their neck into earlier. Then they did something no one could have even seen coming. They took out the screwdriver from the body and then smeared it separately from the bloodstains on the cloth to make sure it's visible. Then, using the still blood-stained screwdriver, they tightened the screws on the guardrail. Act 2. After the killer had successfully butchered the corpse, they then took the crown from the statue, put the backpack they'd stole from Akia's body into the cottage, then slammed it into the ground between the cottage and Bucket and Alex's cottage, causing Alex and Bucket to of course come out. And as they came out, they pretended to also come out of the cottage, and well, they then discussed it a little, and after some convincing, they all went back inside the cottage to investigate it conveniently tomorrow morning. And after their false little alibi they got from Alex and Bucket, they then took Akia's backpack from inside their cottage and placed it on the log near the campfire. Then they went and knocked on Darth's door, intending to frame him. And as Darth opened his cottage's door, the culprit hid behind where the door would be opened, being completely out of view, and Darth never knew they were there at all. A truly brilliant scheme. Of course, since Darth is worried about their cottage partner, they immediately noticed Akia's backpack on the seats of the campfire. Then, as they went to explore the backpack, the killer snuck into their cottage and stole their murder kit, which had been not found at that point in time and had the seal still on it. After the culprit had successfully stolen the murder kit, they went back behind Akiya and Darth's cottage door and hid, waiting for Darth to return. Of course, right on schedule, Darth had found the falsified note under Akiya's backpack, which said something, I'm safe and I'm staying the night with the person I was meeting, blah blah blah. Afterwards, Darth was relieved, and as the note had also instructed him to do, he left everything there, and foolishly went back to his cottage, unaware of anything dastardly occurring. Act 3. The culprit, still not finished with their plan, then took a falsified note and their own murder kit, and knocked on Dino's door, leaving the note in front of the door and hiding behind it with their own murder kit. Dino opened the door ever so foolishly, and then they read the note, which told them to meet at the purple statue. Unaware to the killer at the time, however, Dino, ever so clumsily, had found their own murder kit before, and was actually the only other one to do so. Though kind of stupid for following the note, they weren't completely foolish, and took the knife from their own murder kit as they went to go to the statue. As they left, the killer pulled the trick they did with Darth and went into their cottage. Different from last time, however, they then swapped out Dino's murder kit with their own, which included the bloody screwdriver. Then they took the note that Dino had ever so graciously left on their counter and hid back behind their door with Dino's murder kit now in hand. However, Dino was still heading over to the statue to meet this mysterious person. As they were going there, however, since it was pitch black at night, and since they were in the direct path to the broken pieces of the ceramic crown, they stomped all over it, leaving a path to the statue. Of course, however, the killer wasn't there, and though Dino waited a little patiently, they headed back cautiously with their knife in hand, ready to strike, just in case they were ever so attacked. When Dino had gone back to the cottage, however, and when they went to put their knife back in their murder kit, they saw the bloody screwdriver from Akiya's murder. And, of course, scared, they barricaded their own door with their bed, and as they had barricaded their door, they then realized something was in their shoes. Some pieces of the ceramic crown were still stuck to them, of course, and Dino then stomped them out. Afterwards, the culprit then took the note they used on Dino, then threw it in the campfire to burn. Unaware to the culprit, however, a piece of the note had, unfortunately, survived. Final act. As the killer had been recuperating all that they had, being Akiya's backpack, Darth and Akiya's murder kit, and then Dino's murder kit, they realized something. Dino's murder kit didn't have the unopened seal on it anymore, and in a little bit of a panic, they opened it, and opened Darth's murder kit, tearing off the seal, which would end up being a grave error, though ended up being unnoticed by everyone. Afterwards, the culprit then snuck around the ceramic crown pieces and bucket in Alex's cottage to the sea, then threw Dino's murder kit and Akiya's backpack into the ocean, never to be seen again, completing their plan, and then they went to sleep. Unaware to the killer, however, and ever so unlucky for the killer, trio cottage of Average, Dawn, and Zack had woken up earlier than the morning announcement, and they, of course, then discovered Akiya's body prematurely, which set off the morning body discovery announcement, which woke up everyone but the culprit, Dino, and Yuta. This was due to being tired from the previous night, and just unluck for Yuta, of course. And with this case closed, the killer of Akiya and Akiya's supposedly best friend is Veronica, the ultimate paranormal investigator.